Anyway, oh, you know which text boxes I won't skip through? Hachiroku's? That doesn't really work, does it? Hibiki's? The ones in Maitetsu. Why did you read that? Because it's my Discord server. What do you expect? Daitekoku coming not terribly soon, but it's coming in a few years. Holy shit. That's how long it takes these shits to be translated. Anyway, last time, Hibiki started getting a bit political, alright? You know, Paulette was getting a bit burnt out, right? She worked a bit too hard, so, you know, Kisaki and her dad, under the guise of goodwill, was like, hey, we'll give you advertisement money for your train business or whatever the fuck. But if you want the money, you'll have to resign from being the mayor. And Paulette, in her lapse of judgment, in a lapse of judgment, was like, I'll consider it, and they fucking ran with it. So now that we've consulted with Paulette, right, we showed her, she saw it, she's like, actually, I really am considering it. So then she suggested that Sotetsu become the new mayor. There's a second image I saw. That Sotetsu become the new mayor, and Makura, being the more mature character, was like, hang on a minute, that wouldn't look good on Paulette, because Sotetsu is a guy, and that is literally the only difference between Sotetsu and Hibiki's chances in an election. That Sotetsu would lose because he's a guy, and the rumors between him and about his relationship with Paulette would be the deciding factor on whether or not he would get elected over Kisaki, who is the other candidate who is going against Hibiki. Because, of course, Hibiki's going to become the new mayor. It's her route. What do you expect? Can I also be a candidate? Do you know Japanese? Look, I know Japan loves Germans. That doesn't mean that they're going to elect you as mayor just because you're German. Either way, let's get into it, shall we? You know, I said with the Amazing Grace video that I ended off Sakuya's route last stream. I don't think I'll end off Hibiki's route this stream. Hang on. How many? Yeah, Hachiroku's route had 15... Jesus Christ, 15 scenes? I'm only halfway through Hibiki's. Okay, anyway. We're in a flashback at the moment.
それでね、くまくま、またうちのお酒、品評会で一等取ったばい。
Why does Kuma Kuma have a fucking...
すごかったよね。だって、品評会のことと、私のテストの点とは関係なかよね。だよね。なのに、なんでそぎゃんと言ってくれと、くまくまだけなんか、 私、さっぱりわからんばい。
I think she has schizophrenia. I'm me. Nene is Nene. Just because Nene got first place, I have to also. I don't understand that.
学園で2番じゃダメなのかな。私、お勉強頑張ったんだけどな。
学園で2番は、無論、大変立派な成績だ。
What the fuck? Who's there? Oh, right, it's Sotetsu. He's supposed to become my Nini. It's the person Ne-san Ne told me about. Agree or disagree, schizophrenic anime lollies are cuter. What?
驚かせてしまったならすまない。何度もノックしたのだが、全く返事がなかったのでな。
Disagree. Excuse me. I was busy talking to Kuma Kuma. I see.
私とくまくまと、今日から同じお部屋なんだっけ。
ほう、くまくまというのか。いい名だな。
Did I say it out loud? No, I'll get yelled at for being so childish again.
よろしく、右田くまくまくん。僕は相鉄。今日から右田の一員とさせてもらったものだ。
And then Kuma Kuma starts actually speaking. Stay away from my stay away from my owner, bitch. He's saying hi to Kuma Kuma. He's even shaking hands.
私のこと、笑わんと。
笑う？なぜ？
名前つけよるの。子供っぽいとか。ぬいぐるみとお話ばするの。おかしかとかって。
いや、名前はつけるものだろ。ぬいぐるみには。無論、お話もするものだ。
The way he talks is like an adult trying to match others. I was thinking of that, but he said it in a way that's really easy to understand.
そうよね。私もそぎゃんと思うのに、みんな子供っぽいってやめろって言いよっとよ。
ああ、みんなとはつまりこの蔵の人々か。
そうばい、蔵人さんたち。
やっぱりか。
I think what he made is called a wry smile. It looks so mature and cool.
僕もやられた。右田の一員になるのだから、枕さんを見習って、もっと笑顔で人と接しろと。
来ていきなり？
そう、来ていきなり。おそらく僕の愛想が足りなかったのだろう。
What did I do? Sotetsu is being told the same stuff as me.
それが指示なら努力したいが、今はまだ見習えるほど枕さん。いや、枕姉のことを知らんので少し困る。
枕ねえ？
ああ、それは枕姉に指示された。これからは家族なのだから、さん付けはよせと。
Wah wah wah. No fair, me too.
ねえねえ一人でお腹いっぱいだし、ニーニーなんていらんって思っとったばって。
Sotetsu seems really kind and good looking. She was already smitten with Sotetsu at this age? Excuse me? He doesn't laugh at me or interrupt me. He listens to everything I say.
ねえ、相鉄さ
うむ。
ねえねえと家族ばなるとやったら、ねえねえの妹の私とも家族とや
当然だな。
それやったら、
This is embarrassing. But I can say this because it's Sotetsu. He will never laugh at what I say.
相鉄さんのこと、私、ニーニーって呼んでもよかと？
無論だ。というか、むしろ歓迎だ。好きなように呼んでもらえれば、それが一番気が楽だ。
ニーニー、ありがとう、ニーニー。
どういたしまして。
響きでよかよ。呼び捨てまい。私、ニーニーの妹やけん。
うむ。ならば響。そのスケッチブックを僕に見せてくれないか？
私、隠すの忘れた。
I'm still holding my sketchbook. I got so surprised and got careless. Thanks for the hydrate.
隠したいのか？ならばすまん。僕は見なかったことにするから。
The stretch. I don't want to hide it from Nini. I'm sure Nini wouldn't laugh. He listens to me. What the fuck?
見ていい？
そうか。ならば遠慮なく。
Flip. Wah wah wah. He's turning the pages. He's staring what's inside. What? Staring at what's inside.
ほう。
He said, oh. No, he said, oh. Where is he now? What's he looking at? I got so self-conscious that I felt suffocating. My body is getting hotter and hotter. I don't think that's because I don't think that's from the embarrassment.
これは見事だ。この幼さでよくもここまで。
You know Hibiki is cuter here than the present Hibiki. Of course you'd say that. What? This is too much. I'm getting so embarrassed. It itches everywhere.
風景画も生物画も達者だが、それらをかすませるほどにくまくまの絵が素晴らしいな。
くまの？
The itchiness vanishes for some reason when I heard that. Dexter, delete that. Thank God. I never thought he'd compliment my drawings of Kuma Kuma.
くまくまの絵はおしゃべりしながらの落書きだよ。他の絵の方がずっと丁寧に描いとる場合。
それはわかる。が、くまくまを描いた絵からは伝わってくるものが多いような気がするのだ。
伝わってくる？
ああ。
Nini taps Kuma Kuma's head. When I felt jealous, he pats me on the head, too. When I felt jealous, he pats me on the head, too. Nini's hand is so big.
くまくまを大好きだという気持ちが伝わってくるのだ。だからとても温かで優しい。
Hello, Jordan.
懐かしい気持ちになる。
Oh shit, he was still speaking. I didn't look at the progress bar. I feel happy being complimented so much. But Nini, is he about to cry? It's warm and gentle and nostalgic, so it makes him remember something.
ニーニー、平気？
い 無論平気だ。何事もない。
Dexter, that shit's old news. I don't know why you're still bringing it up.
そっか。
That's good. Nini is back to his kind face. Earlier he looked like he was about to cry, but maybe I was mistaken.
しかし、なぜこれほど素晴らしいスケッチブックを隠そうとなどと。いや。
Nini understands me without me telling, but I can talk.
くまくま縫えば一番おかこと笑われるけん。見せるの私嫌になった場合。
Oh, I meant Putin, not Trump. Yeah? Well, have you heard about Putin these nuts in your mouth? Never mind.
なるほどな。
Nini's brow moves closer together in a frown. Jesus Christ. It didn't move all that much, but it looks like he's thinking really hard.
笑われるのは嫌か、響き。
うん。
ならば、褒められることは、響の絵をいいと言ってもらうことはどうだ？
本当に褒めてもらえるのは嬉しかと？本当じゃないのに褒められっとはやばい。
なるほどなるほど。
Nini goes quiet for a little. He then crouches down closer to the level of my face.
うまい言い方を探したのだが、僕はどうも不器用らしい。だから、思うがままに言う。
うん。
His voice is really serious, so I become serious too.
響の絵は魅力的だ。だから、笑われることを恐れて隠してしまうのは少しもったいないことのように思う。
でも、やっぱり笑われるのは怖くてやばい。
なら、もう一歩踏み込んで考えてはみれんか。響の絵を見て笑うのはどういう人間かと。わかりづらいか。なら、逆側からならどうだろう。響の絵を好きになるのはどんな人間なのか。
Ah, that's easy.
私の絵ば好いてくれよる人は、きっと私と何が綺麗かとか、何が楽しかとかが似とる人とや。
ならば、響の絵を見て笑う者は、何が綺麗で何が楽しいかが響と異なるものだろうさ。
I realized he's right. Nini probably saw that in me too. His serious eyes become a little scary, but then he pats me on the head.
笑うような相手がそうしたものだと理解して。それでも響はまだ笑われることが怖いか？
Shut the fuck up, Siri.
それでも、やっぱり。
誰かと分かり合えることはおそらく尊い。もったいないぞ。そのチャンスを捨ててしまうのは。
I know what Nini is trying to say, but I can't gather the courage, so my voice goes soft.
それでも怯えてしまうなら、そうだな。 僕をいつでも呼ぶがいい。
ニーニーを？
ああ。味方が一人。変わらぬ味方が一人いるだけで、不思議と怖くなくなるものだ。
Oh, Nini is making a sad face again. But then he smiles again, erasing that sad face.
だから、響が怯えた時には僕を呼べ。僕は響に味方する。それで怯えと戦ってみろ。
味方？ニーニーが私の味方？
無論だ。僕は響の兄となったのだから。
それってずっと私が大人になってもずっと？
Well, in the future, you'd be more comfortable with, in the future, Hibiki is going to do more than just be. Wait, god damn it! Wants to be more than just siblings with Sotetsu.
ああ、ずっとだ。響がそれを望むのならば。とはいえ、大人になった時には。
Nini closes his eyes. He faces up with his eyes still closed.
大人になれた。その時には。
What the
僕の
fuck?
助けなど必要なくなっているだろうがな。
Fuck off. Dexter, what the fuck are you talking about?
「大人になれた。その時には。僕の助けなど必要なくなっているだろうがな。
That's not true. I want to say that, but I feel like I shouldn't. Seriously.
ニーニーは私に大人になってほしかと？
He seems to twitch at that before opening his eyes to look at me. He then gently smiles, as if he were sorry.
もちろん大人になってほしい。健やかに幸せになってほしいと願っているよ。いずれそうなる。響は健やかな大人になる。僕などいようがいまいが必ず。
I don't like the way he says it, like a prayer. It feels like he's going to someplace far, far away.
いてほしか。私ニーニーに味方になってほしかとよ。
He gives a blank stare. Nini starts to giggle. It's like he's making a sound deep in his throat. It seems weird, but his laugh is so natural.
そうか。ならばそうしよう。
That's good. I feel relieved. But the moment I feel relieved, I start to get scared.
けど私臆病やけん。ニーニーがそばにいてくれてもそれでも。
あ、焦らせるつもりはなかった。すまん。
His big hand. Nini's hand. This is the third time he's patted me on the head. It feels the warmest this time, though, and makes me feel the happiest.
何一つ焦ることはない。 響の時間は響のもの。響の好きに使えばそれが一番だ。
He then slowly smiles. Nini gives the sketchbook back to me and, drop.
What? 失礼。
More Kisaki. Ow, she bumped into me. I was thinking about Nini again.
すまない、ヒロ。へえ。君が描いたのかい？見事なものだ。
She's always got Sotetsu on her mind. She's staring at the page that opened when the sketchbook dropped. Hey, isn't she...
宝書、木崎先輩。僕のことを知ってくれているのかい？光栄だな。うちの学園で先輩のことを知らない人なんていなかった、いませと思います。
Dexter, I don't know why you're questioning what's going on in chat. You're the one who fucking started it by talking about Putin, Xi Jinping, and Albanese.
どうかな。まあ、生徒の少ない学園だからね。
While saying that, Kisaki still looks through my sketchbook.
君は？響と言います。右田響、先輩の1年後輩です。なら響、他のページにも興味があるんだ。見てもいいかな？このスケッチブック。
Hello, Meow. Totally didn't wake up a bit past 4 a.m. Totally wasn't a dum-dum because of that and just decided to do things. But hey, happy sour candy and caviar day. Those two do not mix. As I slide into the shadows and continue Octopath. Okay. Have a good day. I want to nod, but I'm afraid. Nini. He went to the capital by himself. Okay, so this is last year. Yeah, a year before the game takes place.
ずっと味方してくれるって言ったのに。
But even so, what Nini taught me still remains inside of me. But if Kisaki will like my drawings, thinking that gives me courage.
いえ、もちろん見てもよか。いいです。どうぞ見てください。
Her words, Kisaki and Nini both speak in a beautiful standard Japanese. I imitate them. I've practiced it all along, so I'm sure I can do it.
見てください。その絵全部私が描きたいって思ったものです。だろうね。でなければこんなに生き生きとは感じない気がする。
She flips through the pages.
ああ、この人物がクロッキーはすごくいい。あくびの瞬間だなんて僕は描かれたくないけれど。
Ah, that's right. The sketchbook has some parts where I drew Nini. It's embarrassing, but I also feel happy. Nini's drawings look lifelike, if I do say so myself.
この人は響のご家族かな？お兄さん？
Yeah, but she wishes he was more than that. Never mind. She's right. but I feel a bit mortified at how she got it right instantly.
どうでしょう。彼氏とかだと思いませんか？彼氏だったら問題だな。
Before I can yell out and ask why I'm in, why in my Kumamoto dialect, Kisaki tells me the answer with a smile.
これほどに素顔をさらけ出せる相手だよ。もし恋人なら、よほどに深い関係だろうと思うから。
The deep relationship. I never even thought about that, and I would never be able to say it so casually.
大人っぽい。かっこよか。かっこいいです、キサキ先輩。いいや、響。かっこいいのは君の方さ。
Kisaki would never say something in sarcasm, but I'm so tiny. What? Kisaki would never say something in sarcasm, but I'm so tiny. Ever since Nini went away, I'm always so indecisive.
君には人を豊かな気持ちにできる才能がある。学園祭。君の絵がどれほど話題になるか楽しみだ。いや、待て。君は、右田と言ったな。この町で右田といえば。はい、そうです。その、酒造の右田で間違いないです。
The moment I answer, Kisaki's finger traces her well-formed jaw.
だったらなぜ？ああ、いや、最近転校してきたとか。転校、私したことないです。ずっとこの学園で。
Damn, that's crazy.
君がずっとこの学園の生徒なら、今までの学園祭で一体何をしていたんだい？
This is hard to say, but Kisaki, I think there's a part of her that's similar to me. I think that's why she likes my drawings.
美術部、私、入ってなか、じゃない、入ってけど、すぐ辞めちゃったんです。なぜ？小道部の1年の時、入ってお絵描きして、そしたらなんか、みんなすごく笑って。
They said my drawings were too simple. I was so small then. Like they had no depth, or they were too obvious. They said lots of things about them.
くだらない連中だな。いや、別の見方をするなら、響の才能は幼い頃から飛び抜けていたのだな。え？覚えておくといい、響。人が他者を攻撃するのは、何か奪おうとしているからか、相手を恐れているからだ。奪おうとするか、恐れてるから。その連中は、響の才能を恐れたのだ。だから攻撃して追い払い、自分たちの居場所を守ろうとした。なんでそんな。ビーズの粒を比べ合うのは楽しいことだ。が、そこにダイヤの粒が混じってしまえば、その楽しさは色あせる。
Talent. That's the beads and diamonds. I think Kisaki's example is too extreme. But I think I understand, so I have no choice but to stay quiet. Because sometimes I do look into the art club. Not everyone is like that. I'm sure there are also people who like to draw.
絵を描くことより、絵を描いている自分の方が好き。そうしたものが本物の絵描きに出会えば、それは怯える。
Oh, I see. I guess so. I think I understand from that. It was also murky inside of me, until now. The sense that something is out of place.
そんな連中に煩わされるのは確かに面倒だろうね。が、響はもっと絵を発表していくべきだよ。
The third person, Nini, Nene, and now Kisaki. They are the ones who told me I should show my drawings to other people.
ならば、どうかな、響。僕と二人で同好会を作らないか？
And now she's gonna have to fight Kisaki to the death to claim the title of Ohitoyo's mayor.
同好会って。
Fuck off. Literally 14 fucking minutes.
ならば、どうかな。僕と二人で同好会を作らないか？
There's no fucking reason to be this shit.
同好会って。響の絵を発表できる場を作るのさ。二人では部は作れないが、同好会なら設立できる。なんで、そんな。
Because I know Kisaki is always really busy with work at the bank.
私、だって会ったばっかりで、同好会って、お誘い、すごく嬉しいですけど。僕は銀行の人間だ。銀行とは、経済の循環を助け、地域の発展を促し、人を豊かにする使命を持つ。
Her remark is so sudden that I have no idea what she's talking about.
その観点では、響の絵には経済的な価値がある。だから、流通を助けることは僕の使命とも考えられる。はい。
Even I understand that. This is the first time someone has told me I have economic value. It makes me proud and happy. It makes me so happy that it gives me courage.
その観点ではって、もしも他にもあるなら、観点。もちろんあるよ。もっと単純で、単純だから強いものが。
Very gently, Kisaki's hand touches my sketchbook.
僕は君の絵を好きになった。好きで素敵なものだから、たくさんの人に見てもらいたい。だから、突然の話で僕のわがままだとは承知だ。それでも考えてみてほしい。私
Nini is gone, and now I've met Kisaki. Now I know what Nini taught me is true. It only took a second person to tell you. What? Damn, I guess she doesn't trust Sotetsu that much. If I have even one person that's on my side, I can feel the courage building up inside of me. But now that Kisaki is going to be on the other side because you're debating her in the next election, that's why I can say this. I can stand straight and ask,
作りたいです。私、すごく、木崎先輩と一緒に絵を描いて発表する同好会を。うん。じゃあ、そうしよう。
Kisaki holds out her right hand to me. I didn't want to put my pencil dust on her, so I dusted off my hand on my skirt before grabbing hold of her hand. You've said hand too many times. I didn't want to put my pencil dust on her, so I dusted off my hand. Dusted off my hand on my skirt. Sure.
そうします。木崎先輩、これからよろしくお願いします。
It works, it's just weird sounding.
こちらこそよろしく、響。
And now we must battle to the death.
響。朝です、響。
Not yet, because that was all a dream.
珍しいですね。響が寝坊するなんて。私、寝坊。あ。
That's right. Last night I...
あら？響もなのですか？宗哲様と同じ症状です。唇をしきりになぜて気にして。空気が乾燥しているのでしょうかね。この部屋も。
Hataroku starts to look around. It's not dry. Not here. Not in Nini's room. Nini was also minding his lips.
ワセリンを差し上げたいのですけれど、私の持っているものには錆止めが入っているのです。
If only Hachiroku knew. This is embarrassing, but it also makes me happy. Yesterday, I just caught up in the heat of the moment.
どうしたのですか？布団の上を転がり回って。あ、もしや傷口から寄生虫が入って脳にまで。何それ？あ、受け答えができるなら違いますね。よかった。
I didn't expect Hachiroku to jump to that far of a conclusion.
寄生虫とか詐欺！そんなことあるわけないじゃない。いいえ、実際あったのです。私の蹄鉄時代、帝王保線区の保線婦さんが。やめて朝からそげな怖い話で脅かさんで。脅かしてなどおりません。響を心配しているのです。あ。
Hachiroku's eyes do look worried. She's watching over me.
響が寝坊するなど、私の知る限りでは初めてのことですから。ありがとう。ごめん。
I made her worry because I overslept, and I made weird noises while rolling around in bed. I was getting too excited.
寝坊は大した理由じゃないの。夢。ああ、そう。私、夢を見てて。夢ですか？うん。昔の夢。
After saying that, I kind of feel the fragments of that dream coming back together.
懐かしくて優しくて、だけどちょっぴり厳しい夢。私は夢というものを見ないのですが。
Tataroku sounds interested.
不思議で面白いお話ですね。優しいのに厳しいのですか。そうなの。だって教えてくれた夢だから。私がどんなに甘えっ子で甘やかしてもらえてるかって。夢は何かを教えてくれるものなのですか？うん。そうだね。そう。
The words I said without thinking make me realize something. The dream I had was my own voice trying to tell me something.
時々だけど、そういう大事な夢も見るかな。見落としてたり、目をそらしてたりを教えてくれる夢。
I love Ando not trying to pay any effort to our bullshit conversation. Correct. You three are fucking yapping, bro.
響の寝坊は幸せな寝坊だったのですね。
Tataroku smiles at me, a very soft smile, as if she's relieved.
それならば遠慮せずに言いますが、響はいつまで寝巻きでいるつもりなのですか？宗哲様もご心配され、朝食も取らず下で待ってらっしゃるのですよ。ね、嘘、待ってくれてるの？私、嘘など申しませんが。ああ、ごめん、そういう意味じゃなくて、本当なことは分かってて、
Oh no. The more I panic, the more time I'll waste. I have to be nervous when calm and wait, no, the other way around. Calm down when nervous.
兄さんに伝えてくれる？あと5分したら伺いますって。
I put away the bedding so I can get dressed. When I arrive at the living room, Nii-san looks up immediately.
86から話は聞いた。体調には問題ないのか？
How are your lips feeling? Let me feel them. I mean...
はい、元気です。ご心配かけてすみません。
Nini smiles gently, like he always does. He's not touching his lips at all. It feels unfortunate in a way, but I'm a bit more at ease this way.
良い夢を見たと聞いたが。
はい、くまくまの夢とか。
くまくまくんか、懐かしいな。最近トンと姿を見ないが。
継ぎはぎだらけで結構くたびれちゃったから。
うん。
だから今はクローゼットで私のお洋服の番に、バンクマしてくれてます。
それはいいな、頼もしい。くまくまくんにもやりがいのある仕事だろ
う。だといいんですけど。どなたですか？くまくま様とは。
響のクマだ。ぬいぐるみのな。
まあ。
Tataroku slowly slips into the room. He is carrying a tray with breakfast. Wait.
ごめん、手伝う。いえいえ、むしろ宗哲様のお話し相手をお願いします。 随分とご心配の様子でしたから。
His expression is the same, but Nini's neck seems a bit red. I guess so. I guess that's really it. Nini also. I guess he would be. We kissed after all.
はい、どうぞ。電子レンジはとても便利なものですね。
Steaming hot cheese omelette, bacon, and salad. The toast is crunchy, and there's a mug with hot cocoa made with milk.
これ、86がありがとう。いいえ、枕様です。響がお寝坊でしたから、パンなら焼きたてを出してあげられるとおっしゃって。ああ。
It's really rare for Nene to make breakfast. It's rare, but
いただきます。これはすごいな。温め直したものとは思えぬふわふわ加減だ。
温め直してはいないのです。枕様が仕掛けてくださった作りかけをレンジで。
なるほど。レンジで焼いた蒸す。ともかく。なるほど。加熱することで仕上げたのか。
はい。そのような料理の作り方、私初めて教えていただきました。いただきます。
it's really delicious. It's delicious. Really delicious. It's so delicious that it's mortifying, but it makes me realize it all over again. And it also has spoiled me so much. That's why I'll eat all of it. I give thanks to the fool's food, as I enjoy each and every bite. That gratitude comes out naturally in a few words.
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした。ああ、うまかった。
Ni-san is about to stand up. I feel like I need to say something that's on my mind, though, so I quickly stop him.
兄さん、少しお話が。
なんだ。
宗哲様、片付けは私が。ああ、86にも聞いてほしいの。そんなに長い話じゃないから。さようですか？
Hatsuroku stops moving the plates onto the tray and goes to sit on a chair.
私、今日、銀行に行こうと思います。木崎先輩に、やっぱりちゃんと挨拶したくて。
It would be rude if I didn't. If Kisaki weren't here for me, if she didn't speak to me then.
木崎先輩は、私を今の私にしてくれた人の一人です。だから、決意を。私、伝えてお礼を言いたいんです。
And then kill her.
いいな。それは、とても良い心がけだと僕は思う。
けどだって、私がそうしちゃったら、木崎先輩に全部バレちゃうけど、いいのかなって。
ああ、そんなことを気にして僕らに相談したのか。
I nod because last night, Nene said,
ニーニーが候補になるって思ってる。その油断ばつくって、そぎゃんと話し合ったから。
枕姉の戦略だな。響きの勝率をおそらく向上させてくれるものでもある。
After saying that, Nissan starts to look straight into my eyes. I feel nervous, but it also makes me feel a lot calmer and warmer.
だが、これは響の選挙で、響の戦いだ。だから、響が思うがままに行動するのが一番だ。
Dexter talks about how antisocial he is. He fucking works at a convenience store. I don't know why. Like, if I was in a high school with more girls, I'd be cooked. Bro, this whole Twitch chat is just Dexter talking about how antisocial he is, even though he works in a fucking, even though his job is talking to people. Jordan's talking about how much he wanted to fuck all of his classmates' moms, but only exclusively the female classmates, and then Starving's just in the middle. What the fuck is going on? What other job is there? But why only specifically the female classmates, Jordan? What about the male ones? This is your chat. Yeah. It is.
Nii-san. これでお話は決まりましたね。
Hachiroku resumes placing the tableware onto the tray.
ハチロク、洗い物私やるから。いえいえ、今日は結構です。響はこれから宣戦布告の大仕事ではないですか。
You reflect your audience. Listen, I don't have a UTI, okay?
宣戦布告。
Declaration of war. It's agreeing to the opponent about how I'm about to start a war.
うん、そうだね。それってすごく大仕事。けど、でもね、だからこそ。
I place my hand on Hachiroku's. Hachiroku looks a bit troubled. Looks a bit troubled, but she agrees to hand the tray to me.
いつもの私で、いつもの私の延長で、私、キサキ先輩に会いたいの。
Face of the stretch. The usual natural side of me. The usual natural side of me? Not in the state where I'm suppressing my emotions.
そうする方がきっと伝わるって思うから。もしも誤解をされちゃっても後悔がないって思うから。さようですか。
Hachiroku pulls back. She then places her hand on her hips and stands in a proud stance.
14時からは乗務訓練を行います。それまでに気がかりがないようにしておきなさい。
うん。
My voice made a good posture. made with a good posture echoes together with Nini's voice. That tiny happiness makes me gentle, giggle. I feel like I'm so simple sometimes. I should be okay. I can talk with Kisaki like I always do, but she's the enemy now. You can't do that. That's why I can clean up briskly. I finish cleaning, brush my teeth. Then I choose my outfit and hair without hesitation. Maitetsu. Dexter, you talk about how gay you aren't, and then you call me master. You ain't beaten the allegations.
投炭2分で45。投炭2分で45杯。
The hard part is over. There's still enough breaks left. Breaks? As in... What? When I glance over to my side, to Hibiki, I knew that the talks with Kisaki was a productive one. The talks with Kisaki were a productive one. Whatever. She's covered in soot, but Hibiki's face is bright and beautiful.
86、客車総重量。
37.3 トンです。
37.3 トン。了解。
It's a passenger car with gaps for smoke to come in. We can't possibly let anyone ride it. However, the replacement weights... with replacement weights on it, we can conduct the operation training. Stay calm. Not yet. Not yet. The railcar modified passenger car. The railcar modified passenger car. Where towing is exactly 32.5 tons. The difference of 4.8 tons is supposing that each person weighs 60 kilograms, meaning 80 passengers are on board. Seating for 48. The remaining 32 will be standing. If there are 32 standing, it should be no more space. If I give it necessary shaking, I can trigger more troubles. It can trigger more troubles.
手首、疲れても休めない。訓練通りにきちんと伏せる。
Hateroku is focusing on training Hibiki. That's why she doesn't throw any directions my way. By focusing on Hibiki's training, it consequently becomes harsher training for me. Braking position becomes more forward than usual. I apply the surface brake before we finish climbing the slope. I remember the longitudinal section I made with Hachiroku. Slope, speed, friction, coefficient, total weight. This calculation is normally done by Hachiroku without a second thought, and is not something I can do alone. 5 seconds. Hurry. I look at the railcar clock intently. My heart beats faster, and my breath becomes shallower. If I don't match the clock, I know I won't wait the full 5 minutes.
逆転機ミッドギア。
5 seconds. Jesus.
助詞、ブロアトメ弁解放。ブロアトメ弁解放。
By Hachiroku's direction, Hibiki responds. Feeling reassured by that, I also slowly close off the regulator by pushing the lever slightly.
助詞、ボイラ注水。ボイラ注水。
I confirm the decrease in pressure of the cylinder and then open up the bypass valve. I push the reversing gear into forward full gear again. I next place my hand on the automatic brake valve.
地面常用。
Hachiroku stays quiet. He doesn't say if it's too slow or too fast. But I still don't know if the timing matches. Today is that sort of training.
ブレーキ重なり位置に。
At the overlapping position, the service brake force is maintained. I'll have to feel how the speed changes in that state. The signal you pass that I use as a sign is it's slower than usual. Is that good enough? Because of the heavier weight, the inertia is stronger. With the same braking power, it will extend the stopping distance. I try my best to calculate it out desperately, as my body moves according to how Hachiroku trained me. If it passes even by a millimeter, it's considered an accident. If you're hesitant, safety first. No need to take risks. When my thoughts start to trace what I've been taught, my hesitation vanishes. No need for additional reduction in pressure. The brake has been returned to loosened. The brake has been returned to loosened to the overlapping position. Right.
停止目標確認。
I try to do things in advance here and move the brake position to drive. Using only friction and air resistance, I wait for the remaining inertia to go away. Plunk.
停止確認。
11センチ離れています。いささか制動が早すぎました。
Holy shit. He pre-jacked. He's a premature ejaculator. I guess I couldn't stop exactly, but if it's behind, I can correct it. I put my hand on the regulator lever.
いけません。
I know what you expected. I move it briefly and quickly brake again. My concentration for stopping at the exact location is interrupted by a sharp voice.
この距離でしたらお客様に半歩か一歩ずれていただくべきです。
そういうものか。
今、連結器は伸びきっている状態です。発射のショックはほとんど発生しません。
なるほど。
Moving a little, and then stopping will be a sudden brake. Passenger car wouldn't absorb the inertia and cause the coupler to compress.
一歩ずれていただくご迷惑の方が、急制動や発射時のショックで与えるご迷惑より小さい。
さようです、相鉄様。今はお人よ湯の井だけの二駅。このような心遣いは不要かもしれませんが。
うん。今後、 途中駅を復活させられるかもしれんし、三角線や転車台を含む乗車を観光資源とするかもしれん。
When I say that, Hachiroku seems to nod happily.
はい。そのように様々を想定すれば、訓練からより大きな学びを得られるものかと存じます。
うん。
I do all the steps with the stopping of the train, point, and then make a call out to confirm the safety. Then finally, I can now turn to Hibiki.
どうだ？響もより大きな学びを得ることはできたか？
わかったこと、今は一つだけです。
She's drenched in sweat. Her face is red, and she's out of breath.
たった60個の土のうでも石炭の杭結構早くなるものだって。
土のうではなくお客様です。私たちは貨車ではなく客車を引くものですから。
Hachiroku seems offended at it. The sandbags are weight meant to simulate riders.
そうだね。ごめん。土のう様はお客様。今日は転倒させてないよね。
She says while short of breath. Hibiki's line of sight turns to the passenger car. Sandbags will fall over, just like with just a little shock. Despite how it looks, they are really fitting for this training.
今日は大丈夫でしょう。停止位置こそずれましたが、運転は滑らか。お二人の息もよく合っていました。
なら、よかった。
響。
Hibiki's breath doesn't seem to calm down. That makes me worried.
大丈夫か？それほどに負荷が増したのか？
そぎゃこつ、もう、そうじゃなくって、そういうのじゃなくって。
She rounds her back and exhales. Hibiki then straightens her posture and gathers her breath.
走ってきて、休まないで、そのままジョムだったから。
ああ、そうだったな。
I was going to ask her right after training ended, but it slipped my mind because I was so concentrated on operating the train.
時間ギリギリになるほどに、妃との話し合いは充実したものになったのか？
いいえ、逆です、兄さん。
逆？
アポイントなしに行っちゃったから、妃先輩を結構待つことになっちゃって。
あ
I experienced that too. I'm sure Kisaki is quite busy if she is also preparing for the election.
でもギリギリで時間作ってもらえて、それで少しですけどお話できました。
The fatigue seems to vanish from Hibiki's face and is replaced by a refreshed expression. I could feel that they had a good conversation just from that.
フォーレットさんが辞任すること、私が立候補するつもりなこと、話してきました。
妃は何と？
話してくれてありがとうって握手して、あとはただ正々堂々戦おうって。
Hibiki closes her lips and then bites them. She connects connects her words with a long sigh.
選挙戦でももう一つの戦いでも正々堂々悔いのないよう戦おうってそれだけです。
選挙戦はともかく、もう一つの戦いとは何だ？
それは私からは言えません。言ってしまえば勝敗に影響を与えかねないですから。
そうか。
Fair and square. Hibiki embodies that phrase well. Her eyes are filled with vigor and a fighting will, making me know that their meeting had meaning. We lost a chance to catch the opponent off guard, but it also erased all doubt inside Hibiki. In that case, it narrows down what I must do. I should prepare the path that Hibiki will tread on.
市長選をよりよく戦うために、響の負荷を減らすことを考えねばな。
さようですね、宗哲様。
A surprised look. Hibiki nervously shovels the coal with the one scoop.
別に負荷とか、だからさっきのは走ってすぐにだったからで。
今この時だけの、あるいは選挙期間だけのことではない。勝って市長になった後、負荷を軽減しておかねば、ポーレットの二の舞となる。
それは。
She starts to say something, but quickly stops. Yet Hibiki still rings out these words out.
私の方がポーレットさんより多分体力あると思うし。
That's true. I can tell from her work as engineer assistant. Hibiki's physical fitness surpasses that of an average adult male.
体だけが保たれていても仕方ない。心、技、体、そのすべてにおいて同じことを言えるか？
それは。
With the railway and government, Paulette far surpasses Hibiki in all aspects. In those aspects. She's not foolish enough to understand that. That's why Hibiki shakes her head. Yes.
いいえ。けど、私、甘えっ子なのをやめたくて、頑張りたくて。だから、たとえ、ニーニーにだって。
ならば問おう、響。甘えるとはどういうことだ？
そんな、人に頼って人の力を借りることばい。
それは違うぞ、響。その考えでは大きなことなど成し得なくなる。
One person cannot win an election. One person cannot even move 8620 alone. Pointing out a simple fact close to us proves it.
他人に頼り力を借りる。それは人の持つ能力だ。その能力を捨ててしまえば、人は野の獣にも劣る。
だけど、頼ってばっかりじゃん。
その通り。頼ってばかりでは成長できない。故に、頼り方に良し悪しがあるのではないかと僕は思う。
Oh. Almost.
頼り方の良し悪し？
Her stubborn attitude starts to soften. She leans forward a bit and is willing to listen. That's why I pick my words carefully to relay the message accurately.
自力で果たすべきことまで他人に任せてしまうこと。それを甘えと呼ぶのではないかと僕は思う。例えば、妃への宣戦布告。それを僕に任せるなら、響は甘えっ子のままだった。
Have a good night, Starving.
だが、響は果たすべきを一人で果たした。それは極めて立派なことだ。
Hibiki is usually bashful, but she accepts what I say to her. She accepts and quietly throws it back at me.
だけど今は私一人ではできないことまで一人でしようとしちゃってるんですね。
そうだな。それは無理でしかない。
Is it bad or normal to be able to force yourself awake when sensing a nightmare? I don't know. Looking back at Paulette's mistakes, I don't need to explain further. Considering the result of overworking, that can be considered another form of being spoiled.
私ちょっと張り切りすぎちゃってたみたい。兄さん、86、ごめんなさい。謝るようなことなどありません。
Hatsuroku makes that very clear.
食い違いがあったから話し合った。ごく当然の行いです。
だな。
そっか。
I see Hibiki relax her expression. She then looks straight at me.
なら私、もっと話し合いたいです。私の負担、どうやって減らせばいいんでしょうか。
それはな、響。
I look at the signal, and Hatsuroku quickly responds.
投炭、1分で45。投炭、1分で45。
The direction the direction comes as a surprise, but Hibiki reacts right away. Not bad at all. Her mind and body are clear of distractions.
機関庫へ戻ってから先の話だ。
そんなことがあったんですか。私、どうしても、木崎先輩と正々堂々と戦いたくて。
Paulette is at the rail shop, and Raina is there too as usual. But the atmosphere here is totally different. Tension and openness are both mixed in.
いいと思います。遺恨が残るような選挙戦は、後々、お人よの発展を損ねる要因になってしまうと思いますし。
Paulette's carefree statement brings a sigh of relief to Hibiki.
ありがとう、ポーレットさん。いいえ、こちらこそ。
I hope I'm not causing a seizure for anyone. I'm sure it's fine. Paulette bows ever so deeply to Hibiki.
私には重すぎたバトンを拾ってくれてありがとう。どうかお人よしをよろしくお願いいたします。いいえ、そんな。
Hibiki stopped herself midway. She takes a breath and then, in a mature voice,
そうできるよ、なりたいです。だから改めてポーレットさんの力を貸してください。もちろん私にできることがあれば何でも。
ああ。
I realized something after hearing that. What Paulette can do is extremely wide in range. But depending on that, the shape of the load will change. Realizing that viewpoint, my thoughts naturally become organized.
86とも話し合ったのだが、市長選とその後を睨み、響の負担を軽減したいと考えている。
はい。
The answer is devoid of unnecessary words, showing its strength and its conciseness. The mayoral office is not something that can be done with concurrent duties.
端的に聞くが、8620の機関士を僕と交代でやってはもらえないだろうか。
ああ、その手がありましたか。
その手って。
Hachidoku continues on to the surprised Paulette.
湯の井線に関しての現時点での知識と運転経験はポーレット様が相鉄様に勝るというだけの話です。
Yes, I'm sure Paulette will quickly learn how to use the controls of 8620. And that is why with Paulette as the engineer and me as the assistant, it should create much better results. Actually, I forgot to don the appropriate attire.
響ちゃんが外れてですよね。それって、
Paulette glances over to Hibiki. Hibiki nods back in response, and so does Paulette.
わかりました。喜んでお引き受けします。ただどうせだったらダブルチームにするとかローテーションを組む方がいいんじゃないかなって。
I understand what she means, but I have no idea what the details are. I have no idea what the details are she's suggesting. What?
例えば、どういうチーム分けをするのだ？
A チームを相鉄くん、響ちゃん、B チームを私、なぎちゃんにするみたいな感じとか。
ちょっと待て。僕が完全に乗務を外れるケースを作るということか。
そうなりますね。
She continues to surprise me, but Hatadoku easily agrees to removing me from the operation, even as her master.
いや、しかしだな。
確かにトップナンバー機である私の場合、マスターのみを機関士にしての乗務があるべき姿です。
If her master engineer Koyomi gets sick, Hatadoku and 8620 will be removed from operation until engineer Kiyomi, I said Koyomi, didn't I? Recovers. I was taught that this is how the pride and quality of the top number units is maintained.
しかし、トップナンバー機としての誇りより上に、物としての私の矜持がございます。
Badly, but also gentle, Hatadoku's voice echoes in the room.
物たる私が、相鉄様を縛るなどありえません。相鉄様は、目的を果たすための最善をなされてください。
目的？
The tourism restoration by the revival of 8620. That will be economic stimulus. And the reversal of the aircraft factory plans. Sure. Hibiki said she wanted to start over her thoughts about the factory, but as of this moment, all of us here have the same goal.
目的達成まで、響の負荷は極めて大きくなるでしょう。
だから、響の負担の軽減案を考えているのではないか。
The talks of me being taken off the operation schedule are unexpected. I did mention that, but Hachinoku just smiles and nods at me.
はい。私も、ポーレット様も、響の負担の軽減案を申し上げています。
Hearing her name, I turn in that direction and see a set of blue eyes looking at me, but then at Hibiki.
相鉄くんがそばにいて支えてあげること。それがきっと響ちゃんの負担を一番減らす方法です。
そうなのか。
A cheerful voice, but it has a suffocating weight to it. It feels as if Hibiki's voice is pleading for help. Let's see. Hibiki acts spoiled, but she's terrible at it. Although she's family, I'm her adoptive brother, with a bit of a distance between us. Yes. Distance. Look, the only distance being created is the conflict that you're quote unquote siblings, but you also have feelings for each other. That delicate relationship we have is the reason why Hibiki couldn't fully depend on me. Now she seems to be able to do so with Kisaki. At the very least, that won't be possible until the election ends. In that case, no, even so.
わかった、響。
Hibiki's expression turns bright. The murky feelings I have are blown away when I see those eyes. If Hibiki wants it, I'll support her.
すまんな、86。ならば、そうさせてもらうとしよ
う。すまんななどと申されず、どうぞ一刻も早く、すべての目的をお果たしください。
ああ、そうか。そうすれば。
はい。その時にはきっと再び、すべてはあるべき、いえ、より良い姿に収まります。
うん。
Hibiki, Hachiroku and I will run through the reborn Ohitoyo in 8620. In order to make that a reality, we will only look forward. Keep moving forward, as they say.
案は了解。大賛成だ。が、現状のままでは、その案は空想なものとなる。
What do you mean, just read chat for a second? I'm reading chat every time I see a fucking message pop up. I just don't want to fucking... I don't want to read them. Paulette's brisk voice becomes hesitant. Hatadoku makes a wry smile.
その反応、客車に関して良いお話は聞けそうもありませんね。
I wish I could disassociate.
面目ないです。
Without a passenger car, 8620 cannot become a tourism train. And right now we only have a passenger car that leaks smoke. Yikes. Paulette has been moving to solve this problem since the discovery of the problem. Yes.
改めて聞くが、煙を防ぐという方向では何ともならんのか。
補強とは、完成されたバランスを壊す行いです。そして壊れたバランスは安全性を大きく下げます。
この状況でもう一度乗車試験に失敗したら、選挙戦の結果も多分良くないものになります。
だろうな。
In that case, we can't do reinforcement construction that will make safety doubtful, but securing another passenger car will be difficult. we can't escape the situation, no matter how much we train. It's meaningless right now.
私、客車についてちょっと勉強したんだけど。
響。
She cautiously raises her hand. Hibiki is looking at Hachiroku and Reina.
客車って悪いのは車体の部分だけ？台車とか台枠には安全性の問題とかないの？
We learned about the carriage and underframe at Hachiroku's lecture. The carriage is the portion with the suspension, with the driving wheel. The underframe is the lower floor that connects the driving wheel and body. The equivalent of buildings would be the foundation. Yeah, and in Hachiroku's route, the underframe was fucking destroyed, essentially.
それは、レイナ、チェックしました。台車は全然大丈夫ですよ。
Surely the underframe won't be completely destroyed this time as well. Reina could have stayed silent out of consideration for Paulette. She makes a statement with her usual soft voice here.
台枠は？台枠は、組んだままだと精密には検査できないですけど、安全に支障が出るような問題は見つけてないです。
What I fucking tell you?
なら、さ。
Hibiki licks her lips. What? I know that it's just to prevent it from drying, but it makes my heart jump for some reason. Oh shit. I mean, I do that.
本当に思いつきなんだけど、ダメ元でアイディア一つ聞いてほしいの。
I wish a woman's heart would beat when I... Hang on, I couldn't make the joke. Makes my heart jump for some reason. Yeah, I wish I made a woman's heart jump when I lick my lips. Never mind. Plonk. What the fuck is... Dexter, do you really need to define to Starving what a tsundere is? While bathing in the tub, I get a little surprised. I'm not too fatigued right now. So I do feel stiff and have some pain in places, but it's not the sinking, deathly tired feeling. My body is slowly being built up, it seems. Okay, so now that we're in the onsen, right? Wait, no, this is the regular one. Right? Never mind. I don't think I've gained very much muscle. I've also trained, I've always trained though, so I don't feel any thinner either. But I'm sure I'm different in parts that can't be seen, considering that. It makes me feel like the human body is mysterious. The human body is very mysterious. Oh!
台枠がダメって可能性もあっと？
There is no towel. Jesus Christ! If only the steam wasn't there. And I can't even verify to Dexter if the steam is there in the 18 plus version, but it probably isn't.
はいです。台枠は頑丈ですから、乗り心地とかに影響あんまり出ないのですよ。耐えに耐え、ある瞬間にいきなりバキリ。そういう故障をするものですから、見てみるまではわかりません。そっか。
They're having a little meeting on the other side of the tub. I don't seem to end even, it doesn't seem to end even after bath time is over. Is Hibiki's body also changing? I wonder that's why I look.
No.
Well, it's zoomed in a bit more for starving to see the not nipples that aren't there. Roundness is the first thought that comes to mind. Hibiki may look like that, but she's good at both sports and academics. I thought she had an athletic body when we were younger. Did she let herself go? No. Oh, so you looked lolly lover here. You act like he isn't watching the stream. Their talks get heated, and I see Hibiki's hand move about. The meat from her wrists to her shoulders aren't flabby at all. It even feels as if she's thinner than she was when we were younger. Yet she looks round. Her breasts are round. Yeah, I gathered that. They're not large enough to distinctly say that. They're not large enough to distinctly say that. Her curves are conservative, but they're round. Stop saying round. See, this is why they call the roundness of this is what they call the roundness of a woman's body. Who? The only time I've heard someone say the only time I've heard someone call a woman round is when they're talking about how fat they are. If you're going to use the right term, you call them thick, okay? With 2 C's. Who the fuck says round? My sister Michiko, she did not live long enough to gain that. What the fuck is that line? My mother's should have this. He should not be thinking about his family like this. Hibiki's fine, okay? Because they aren't related. But not... What do you mean? I don't quite remember. It's beautiful. Satoru is the wrong name. His name is Sotetsu. Hibiki's body completely stops moving. Now I can accurately follow her curves. The side of her body is flat, but her breasts to her nipples look soft. You're staring a bit too hard there, Sotetsu. Above her breasts, her pale throat moves up and down with her collarbones. It's as if she's just swallowed. It's because she fucking knows you're staring at her. Just a speck of dust. What the bro? What do you think? What? This isn't... Dexter, just because you didn't switch the category to Maitetsu doesn't mean that it isn't a category on Twitch, which you still haven't switched to. My heart jumps and I nervously turn away, splashing some of the bathwater on my face. What was that? It was different from ordinary surprisal. My entire body got a flash of heat. and I feel and it feels like all my blood turned into alcohol. I thought it was gonna be like all my blood rushed to my If you made me bod, I would never forget to switch category.
バカな。酒などひとしずくも入れておらんのに。
うしたんですか？
Don't worry, he's just hard. I mean, he's thinking about his sister. I mean, he's thinking about his mom. I mean,
ポーレットか。
he's thinking about women that aren't related by blood. The surface of the water wavers. Paulette's body slides right next to me. Oh, you know, this is not your route, okay? I suppose she just finished washing up. Her golden hair is a deeper color and is dripping water.
響ちゃんたち、熱心に会議してるのに、混じらないんですか？
ああ、うん。
He was too busy staring at Hibiki's tits. Now that she mentions it, I wonder too. It feels as if Hibiki distanced herself.
響は甘えたくないと言っていたのだ。
Don't forget to set the title. I search for the reason, and it makes me feel at ease for some reason. Oh, hello, Meow. Don't mind the title, okay? That wasn't me who changed it after slaving, but good wishes from Kato. Is there no national day to tell me about this time? I search for the reason, and it makes me feel at ease for some reason. Jesus.
僕があれこれ口を出すのは、響のそうした思いに反してしまうかと思ってな。
そうなんですか。
It sounds like she understands what I'm saying, but at the same time, it also seems like she's a little doubtful. I look at the confused Paulette. I also notice that she's rather round. Okay. Wrong route, buddy. You should not be looking at Paulette like... You should not look at Paulette like that, alright? This is Hibiki's route.
そうてつくん？
Is he only just realized has he only just discovered how much that he likes women?
ああ、いや、すまん。少し目を取られた。
What?
目って。
Yeah, your tits are big. I mean, your eyes are big. I mean, you're big. I mean, I'm big. I mean, Ella acts surprised and covers her chest with both hands. Who would have guessed? But soon she unravels her hands, exposing her skin again. Excuse me?
私が目を奪えたなら、それって正直嬉しいです。
Like I told you, you're not this is not your route, Paulette. Get out of here. This is Hibiki's route. Bro, Sotetsu is not gaming today.
そうか。
Listen, I wouldn't mind the threesome, but like not in front of Hachidoku and Reina, okay? He's telling me it's alright to look. I don't mind if I do. What the fuck is this? She's more ripe than he. What is he? What are these adjectives? I can tell she obviously has the body of a woman. Her breasts are literally round, and her hips are also full.
立派。といえば誤解を招くか。とても女性らしい綺麗な体であると思う。
Bro, you do not cook.
ありがとうございます。
Paulette's thighs seem to move under the water with a rubbing motion. Paulette has childbearing hips and is fully matured for that. Shut up! Just because you fucked Hachiroku in the last round. I'm a mature male and Paulette is a mature female. And right now, I could just reach out and touch her. This isn't her route! Fuck off! You're only meant to touch Hibiki. What? Never mind. Yeah, that doesn't strike me as passion. Strike me with passion. My blood doesn't feel as if alcohol is mixed in. Oh, he doesn't get hard when he sees Paulette's childbearing hips. Was that feeling earlier that what people called coming into a rut? Excuse me? Listen, all I'm gonna say is Sotetsu's using the wrong coming in this instance. I wonder how they may be and come to the conclusion. How that may be. Come to the conclusion.
そうか。年頃の兄弟だからか。
What? Bro, you are not pubescent, okay? You're a fucking... You went to college, didn't you?
何が年頃の兄弟だからなんですか？
Oh, so Sotetsu literally just said, oh, so that's why I like my sister. Do not cook.
以前、響が言っていたのだ。年頃の兄弟だから、一緒に風呂は恥ずかしいのだと。
Writers definitely knew what they were doing. Listen, the only thing the writers know is trains. Alright, I don't think they've touched a woman. Paulette has the obviously bewildered expression. The joy of finding the truth makes me more eloquent.
いやな、先ほど。
Bro, do not talk about how you stared at your sister's tits for a prolonged period of time, okay? Just because they aren't blood related and this is meant to be the romancing of Hibiki's route doesn't mean you need to tell Paulette about how attracted you are to Hibiki. I saw Hibiki's roundness and our eyes met, and it felt as if all the blood in my body turned into alcohol. Yet when I saw Paulette's body up close, I didn't get that same feeling. Don't worry. You'll get that feeling next round.
つまり、血が熱くなった現象こそは、響の言っていた、年頃の兄弟だから、ん？
A water-bloated corpse. That's the phrase that comes to mind. Paulette just has stretched out her hands and is face down in the bath water.
ポレット、そのままだと溺死するぞ。
I think she's trying to roleplay as a Splatoon character.
ブボバ？
She rises from the bath and coughs a little. Her blue eyes look at me with a bit of hatred and interest at the same time. Yeah, because you're literally talking about how you like another girl in front of a girl that likes you.
そうですくん。
Stop talking about your sister that way.
年頃の兄弟だからうんぬんは罰です。間違い。後藤で0点です。
0点か。
I feel like she's pushed me away with such a harsh grade. Paulette said it. Look, I didn't think a visual novel main character could get this dense. But in other words, that also means Paulette knows the right answer.
ならば、ポーレット。
I don't think she wants to tell you.
想像して、相鉄くん。ほころんでいるバラのつぼみは。
Okay, she's gonna describe it in metaphors.
No. Oh.
I don't know why, but I sense a powerful force within Paulette right now. I'll have to obey her commands right now.
ほころんでいるバラのつぼみは明日にも自然に咲きそうです。早く咲けって そこに水や肥料を与えちゃうのは正解ですか？間違いですか？
明日にも自然と咲くものならば間違いだ。余計なことでつぼみを落としてしまいかねない。
そう。だから私、相鉄くんには今は何も言ってあげられない。
うん。うん。
I honestly don't understand. But when I look at her eyes, I know she cares about me.
何やら、すまん。いや、ありがとう、ポーレット。
いいってことです。私たちの仲じゃないですか。
うん。
Her statement of us being close seems to have a hidden meaning behind it. But I feel like it would be rude if I said anything.
ねえ、相鉄くん。もし、バラの花が綺麗に咲いて、
ああ、
その後に悩むようなことがあったら、何でも聞いてね。私教えてあげるから。
心強いな。ありがとう。
けど、ないかな。相鉄くんが悩むとか。
いや、
I can answer that immediately, because right now, I've been released from Paulette's riddle. The moment my vision expanded, I'm already worried. What?
なあ、ポーレット。響のあの目つきなのだが。
Did Bro really have an epiphany?
ああれ誤解。絶対すっごい誤解してる。
Paulette laughs while slapping the water surface. Every time she does that, Hibiki squints a little harder. Hachiroku and Reina sandwich Hibiki, seemingly amused at this.
なあ、ポーレット。あれは、その。
ダメダメ、相鉄くん。そこは目いっぱい悩むとこ。
Listen, I don't think Sotetsu will ever reach the conclusion that Hibiki likes him, okay? Even, it doesn't matter how many times Hibiki kisses him, I think he will just reach the conclusion that, oh, it's because they're siblings. Paulette briskly gets out of the tub at the same time. Hibiki stomps over to where I am, all the while creating waves in the tub.
兄さん、少しお話が。
Yeah, right after these messages. What? Okay, what the fuck are you guys talking about? What? What is this? Pack of demon lollies. A pack of demons you've unfortunately stumbled upon. What will you do to get out of this? Tags. Group. Horror. Multiple girls. Female. Reverse R. Orgy. Roleplay. Dominant non-human characters. Lolly. Multiple character demon. You know what? I don't want to talk about it. A guilty pleasure bot of mine. I hate that you know about chatbots now. You know what? I was like, maybe getting Dexter into chatbots is a good idea. No, it's made me hate chatbots. I've seen this in a movie before. Have you? I didn't know you watched the movies. Hibiki's eyes are the same as a man eating shark. What's the difference between a normal shark then? Maitetsu. That entire fucking scene was unhinged. I hear a voice and feel a hand shaking me. There's one person who calls me Nini.
どうした響？
これ
新聞か？
Oops. Mayor Hinai P resignation is imminent. What will happen to the railway bonds? Credit rating sure to decrease. Kumamoto newspaper. It's the newspaper that made an article suggesting Paulette's resignation. It wasn't suggesting it. It was, what's the word? Predicting it? Sure. It's featured largely on the front page of the paper. That article itself is a credit risk.
ニーニー、この記事。相鉄様、今すぐお越しください。
I respond quickly to Hachiroku's voice. I ran out and Hibiki follows right behind me.
どうした八六？
テレビです。宝生妃が出ています。
Hachiroku is nervous enough to forget to say Sama after her name. Next to her is Makoda, who her usual smile is gone as she stares at the screen, meaning both of them already know about what's written on in this article.
ヒナイ・ポーレット氏は現職の市長であり、身体について一切の言及をされておりません。
Saki is doing a press conference on the TV with a straight face. The channel is on Kumamoto Broadcasting. I think Kumamoto newspaper is either the parent company or the subsidiary.
当校は、お人よ鉄道祭の信用力に不安を感じておりません。が、この報道にあるご懸念は解消すべきかと考えます。
The Kisaki that is on TV is now, right now, is labeled as the Kumamoto Bank branch manager. At the top right of the screen are the words emergency press conference. What will happen to the railway bond credit worthiness?
このご懸念を解消するため、熊本銀行といたしましては、お人よ鉄道様に対する特別金利にての融資の準備を。
A short but emotional sound.
うまかとね。
Makoda makes a heavy sigh and then turns off the TV. Silence overcomes the room. Hibiki is looking down and refuses to make a sound.
うまいとは？
So I try to move the heavy atmosphere. I try to open up some leads for conversation so that Hibiki can join in somehow.
僕には普通の会見に思えたが。
中身よ、そうちゃん。うまかとは、話の持っていきよば。
うん。
融資は受けたら、選挙戦の手を縛られる言うんは、前に坊ちゃんが言うとったでしょ？
うん。ああ。
そうね。
Makoda slowly nods while waiting for me to understand.
この報道と会見で、融資を受けても受けんでも、坊ちゃんが追い込まれる構図、作られてしまうたと。なるほど。鉄道祭の行く末に不安を持つ方たちは、融資を受けない判断に対し反発を覚えるわけですね。
This is a result of being educated by Makoda. Hatsuroku's understanding is about the same as mine.
いざという時は市が補填するに違いない。そう考えて、鉄道債を購入した人も少なくなかろうからな。
そぎゃん人たちにとっては、ぽーちゃんの姿勢が長く続くことが望ましかとね。
が、もはやポーレットは限界だ。レームダックの姿勢を引き伸ばせば、それは停滞しか呼ばん。
市政が停滞すれば経済が悪化し、経済の悪化は工場誘致歓迎の機運を高める、ですか。
Hatsudoku makes a very human sigh and then frowns.
まったく、厄介な事態に陥ってしまったものですね。
陥ったんと違うよ。陥らされた。
She corrects the statement in a slow tone. Makoto isn't sighing or frowning.
さん不安ばかきたてよった熊本放送も熊本新報も熊本銀行が大株主やけん。
絵に描いたようなマッチポンプというわけか。
If you knew what's happening behind the scenes, you'd laugh at how absurd it is. But unless you can produce hard evidence, the charade will be effective for their goals.
これが。
Hibiki, who's been hanging her head low, finally speaks.
これが、木崎先輩の正々堂々。
Finally speaks up. She doesn't sound like she's blaming herself or anyone. There isn't a hint of hatred or regret. Hibiki stares straight at the now turned off TV. She's probably looking at Kisaki through there.
なあ、そうだな。
She's holding nothing back to win. If it takes advantage of the opponent's goodwill, so be it. Not doing so is the same as making excuses for losing. You can say that this is fighting dirty.
確かに、正々堂々の一つの形だ。僕にもそれは理解できる。
でしょうね。木崎先輩と兄さんってどこか似てるとこありますから。
Hibiki says dryly before smiling. Her smile tells me that she's made up her mind. Hibiki has matured another step in this short time.
響きの正々堂々とは違っているか。
違う。けど、木崎先輩のが間違っているとも思わない。
ならば、何も迷うことはないな。
Hibiki nods to my words with determination. Hibiki then accepts my words. My words, her words, and connects them together.
私は、私の正々堂々で戦って、その上で、木崎先輩に勝ってみせます。
具体的にはどう戦う？枕姉が言うには、選挙は
人、金、風の3つで決まる。
だそうだが。
I hear a small I turn around to see Hachiroku frowning.
なるほど。そこに立ち返ると、宝生木崎のこの一手、人を分断させる効果を狙っているように思えますね。
その通りだな。
The owners of the railway bonds and Paulette's supporters have some overlap. Just seeing a few of them trip over will destroy the unity and trust, causing us to lose the people advantage.
故に、人か金か、そのどちらかで優位を築けねば、風を吹かし得たとしてなお、僕らは負ける。
一つだけなんですけど。
Hibiki's voice.
お金はともかく人に結束に役立つかもしれないアイデアがあります。
Her voice lacks confidence. but she tells me that tells me that with determination and stands up.
私、それをみんな、お人よ鉄道絡みのみんな、できるだけ多くに検討してほしいです。
ならば、そのように手配しよう。僕はポーレットへと連絡を取る。
ほうたらうちは、商店会名簿に載っとる関係者さんに連絡取っておくけんね。
あの話でしたら、関連の資料を整理してあります。持っていきましょう。
ありがとう。ニーニー、ねえねえ、八六。
響。
Although these words are commonplace, it makes me realize that a person's position will really change them. Hibiki used to be unable to move unless someone pushed her. Now she stands at the center of the movement. Starving, don't go to sleep. That means I'm the only one who has to listen to Dexter fucking yap about how much he likes... how racist he is. I remember only preferring white skin. Yep. I should be the one to thank you. I think that, but don't say it out loud. Hibiki doesn't make compliments right now. Words of reassurance are what I'll remind her that we'll fight together. Words of reassurance are what will remind her that we'll fight together. Okay, there you go. You'll understand more. I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. Okay?
支度ができ次第、すぐに動こう。僕らは後手を強いられてしまっているからな。
The only thing I want to look at is Hibiki's tits. Sure. The rail shop feels cramped. It's the first time I've felt this way. It's the first time I've seen so many faces.
ほんなら市長さんの辞任報道は真っ向ということになりますか？
Why would a zombie have light blue skin? That doesn't make sense.
報道内容の細部はともかく、私が辞任する意向であるということは本当です。
A large murmur. As if trying to quell them, Paulette bows deeply.
ですので、この場にお集まりくださった皆様に、まずは私の力不足を心よりお詫び申し上げます。
She slowly lifts her head. With power surging in her eyes, Paulette looks around.
ですが、以降は鉄道業に全力を傾注することにより、お人よ鉄道を通じた観光振興を必ずや実現してまいります。
いや、そんな努力目標はどうでもよくてな。
一つ質問をよろしいでしょうか。
もちろんです。赤い宮司どうぞ。
Reverend Akai has quietly raised his hand. This causes the man with the gruff voice to shut up and sit back down. I think he's one of the craftsmen of Ohitoyo. I do feel sorry that we caused him to worry despite his cooperation.
8620を観光復興の軸にという当初プランの実現には現状分厚い壁が立ちふさがっていますよね。
Thoughts. I don't have thoughts for what you just fucking said, okay?
その通りです。
Nipping the heckler in the bud, Paulette's voice is clear.
その問題の解決案の提示、そして来たる市長選への備え、その2つが今日お集まりいただいた理由となります。客車の煙はどうなったと？
Dexter, I don't care what you're attracted to. I don't want to know. Alright? stop fucking stop fucking typing how much you want to fuck a blue zombie.
ナギちゃん
Thank you. Shaking away Fukami's restraint, Nagi throws out a very simple question.
あぎゃんと煙もくもくじゃ観光だか炭鉱だかようわからんばい。ダメだよ、そんな本当のこと言っちゃって。ごめんなさいです。
Fukami makes matters worse, but Paulette responds calmly and gently. Have a good night, Starving.
そうですね。塩害を防止できずに8620による観光振興は達成し得ません。
Her line of sight moves smoothly over. Paulette's blue eyes turn to the side.
その件については8620専用レイルロード86からご説明させていただきます。
ご紹介に預かりました86です。客車の問題はもちろん我がことと感じています。
A concise greeting, a light bow. The number of the crowd quiets down. The murmur of the crowd quiets down. Like a wave, only Hachiroku's voice is echoing in the rail shop. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people on the screen at 10 people at the same time.
レールロードにとって車両とは分身のようなものです。それだけに寿命に対し固定的な見方をしていました。
固定的な見方とは？
まるで一つの生き物として見るかのように、車両寿命を車両全体の寿命として見てしまっていた。
This Zen riddle-like statement causes murmurs again. Still maintaining her calmness, Hachiroku slowly beckons someone over.
レイナ、あれを。はいです。レイナ、キハ 07S 専用レールロードのレイナです。こん
Wait,
にちは。
this is the CG that I wanted to see in Hachiroku's route. A deep, polite bow. When Reina talks, the atmosphere softens. In Reina's hand is a train model of Kia 7. It's the one always on display at the rail shop.
これは N ゲージって言います。モーターのついたシャーシと車体とでできてます。
Why is this CG in Hibiki's route? I don't know. Not like you would never expect it, especially with how it's, especially where we are in Hibiki's route. This is not the kind of CG you would think of when you think of Hibiki's route.
Shashi を台車プラス台枠と考えれば、これは実際の鉄道車両の構造と類似しています。
Jesus Christ, Hachiroku, your head moving about too much. Your head's moving around a bit much. Hachiroku's hands also have an N scale. This one is made to look like 8620.
キハ 07S は古くなって車内にお外の空気が入ってきちゃうようになりました。
It was not weirdly cute. It looked like she had a seizure.
しかしシャーシは健在です。あと何万キロも走ることができるでしょう。
Reina puts down the red train while Hachiroku lifts up the 8620.
かたやこの86のシャーシはもはや限界です。が、車体部分は依然双肩。あと何年も使えそうです。
ああ。
A genuinely surprised outcry. Reverend Akai has his eyes wide open.
はい、そうなんですよ。
レールロードと車両とが一対であるとの先入観。それは却下者までにも及び、視野を狭め続けてきました。
Flop. Simultaneously, Kiha 7s in 8620 had both their chassis removed. That's a weird one. Because you got... It's pronounced chassis, right? Because the with the S at the end is silent. But then for plural, to plural it, you'd put whatever. Hatsuroku and Reina's hands rebuild it, combining visible chassis and bodies. Yeah, it's chassis and body.
このように
Swoop. What's the difference? Hang on. Go back. There's like this. And then... Wait. There is no difference. The plural for the plural of the word chassis is also chassis. However, the plural is pronounced with a Z at the end as chassis, or chassis. A chassis is the support frame. Okay, I don't need to read the rest of that. Generative AI is experimental. Yep. I'm not the only one that gasps. A large murmur comes from the crowd. The end scale is placed down on the rails, and the trains start running.
このように単純かつ効果的であることを、しかし我々は行ってはきませんでした。
8620's chassis and Kiha 7's body that is placed on Reina's left hand and is stroked by her right.
レイナ、思うんです。レイナがもし壊れちゃっても、レイナの部品が誰かの役に立つなら、すごく嬉しいなって。
その思いを私も同じく抱いています。そして、すべての廃車両たちも同様であると信じます。
つまり、端的に言い直すのなら。
Even Reverend Akai's voice has some tension in it. Hatsuroku and Reina's performance had a strong impact on us, causing us to understand.
他の廃客車とのパッチワークで、状態の良い客車を一つ作り出そうということですか？
その通りです。
The concise answer brings up many different questions.
パッチワーク言うて、その元となる車両はどこから導入しすっとよ。
車両移送に大金がかかりよるけん、鉄道債を発行したんじゃなかと？
それは。
Hibiki stands up. As she's next to me, I can see her shaking a little, but her voice comes out clearly.
複数両をまとめての移送で大幅なコストダウンを図ろうという計画です。
複数両をまとめてってよ。お人よ鉄道にはそぎゃんと大化車両の必要。
The man who was shouting hangs his mouth open and keeps looking at Hibiki in shock. Hibiki accepts his gaze and nods.
廃車両のパッチワークによる再生、それを一つの新産業にできるのではないかと思ってます。
そうか。確かに。
we already are in a situation that is severely lacking in passenger cars. Although demand may be small, if we can monopolize the market share, the business may be possible.
この案、枕ねえか。
違かとよ。
Makota's short answer and proud smile sent a chill up my spine. Then maybe Hibiki, Hachiroku, and Reina discussed this together and arrived at this conclusion on their own. She couldn't possibly have come up with this with knowledge given to her only by Makoto, Paulette, and me. Through her work drawing signboards and learning from the storekeepers around town, and also the many things she learned from Hosho Kisaki. It all comes together inside of Hibiki here, and is about to bloom into a massive flower.
車両再生言うんはよ、ドギャン技術の集積と
主として鉄鋼と木工と塗装とですね。偽装部分には難燃性の布やガラス、樹脂、照明なども。
A cheer seems to rise up to Hachiroku's answer. Many of the railway bond owners are also craftsmen. I can sense the passion in the room that they are the people who volunteered to help repair 8620.
鉄鋼と木工のごつ、お人よで賄える技術ばい。
市長ドギャンと村事業場回せる見通しはもっちゅんかね。
私が市長とお人よ鉄道社長とを兼務したままでは、これ以上の事業拡大は不可能だと判断しました。
Don't say BRB after you already exclamation mark lurked. After saying that, silence overcomes the room. 5-10 seconds pass, while everyone's eyes shift about. From Paulette to Makoto, then to me and Reverend Akai. Soon it all gathers to one person. Her voice isn't quite coming out right. Hibiki becomes nervous, being the focus of attention.
背伸びをするな。ポーレットのようにやろうと思うな。
I lower my voice. That way, to try to support Hibiki.
そのままのお前でいい。僕は、そうあることを望んでいる。
Hibiki's shaking stops. She inhales, exhales, and then moves her palm in my direction. She then makes a fist and stops right there.
看板作成などでご縁をいただいた方にも、はじめましての方にも、自己紹介させていただきます。
Hibiki isn't looking at me anymore. She stares at Hibiki's face from the side.
私、右田響です。右田一酒造元の末娘で、お人よ鉄道株式会社の車両部長で、見習い機関助手で。
The railcar section chief, I don't know. Like my track maintenance section chief. Section. Okay, no. It is section. It's just they put a C. Is a title that was added recently. Or is it intentional? Surely not. Paulette knows better than anyone that titles affect people much more than you think.
それで私、宝生木崎先輩の、熊本銀行お人よし店長の後輩、親しくしていただいている後輩でもあります。
a murmur in the crowd, but that doesn't lead to any angry outcries. Could it be because what Hibiki built up suppressed it? Everyone is waiting for Hibiki's next words.
お人よの衰退を見たくない。発展をしてほしい気持ち。私にももちろんすごくあります。
Hibiki's hands start to shake a little again. Everyone looks at Hibiki, sizing her up and causing her to be afraid.
だから私、キサキ先輩のやってることもわかります。けど、わかる気持ちより強く守りたいって思います。
I know this, but I can't reach out. Unless she does this alone, she cannot possibly be fit for the mayoral office.
熊川の水がもしも汚れてしまったら、失われてしまったものは取り返せないって思います。
Silence overcomes the rail shop. An impressed sigh then pierces that silence. The faceless person gives that tacit approval. That's all that is needed for Hibiki to stand up straight.
だから、環境を守るため、エアクラ工場誘致なしでも、お人よの経済に必ず復活してほしくって。そのために、客車を回収して売る事業、ポーレットさんに成功させてほしいってすごく思ってて。
A sense of strength builds up in her voice. Hesitation is vanishing from her words.
それで私、今はまだ力不足ですけど、政治のこと、全然勉強足りてないって分かってますけど。それでも、ポーレットさんを助けるために、私の好きなお人よを守るために、私、
Balance. She closes her eyes tightly, and then opens them. Hibiki isn't afraid anymore.
私、市長選に立候補したいって思ってます。ですので、どうか、皆さん、力を貸してください。
もちろんです。レイナ、力を貸しますよ。
The railroads give off an attention-grabbing statement as an obvious plant. Applause rises gradually from here and there.
よくやった。響きらしい言葉だった。
なら、よかった。
Yeah, I guess. At the same time, Hibiki sits down. She collapses in my direction. I don't mind lending her a shoulder if she's done with her duty. I hold up Hibiki's weight as I look around. That should be about right. Hibiki's words were very much hers. Even with all hesitation gone, she doesn't have the strength in will of one that is truly strong.
で、市長。いや、社長。
具体的に廃車両の手配のめどなんぞは。
それに関しては資料を用意してあります。
おお。
There are people who think highly of that. The source of that scattered applause is unknown right now. But I know this for sure. Hibiki will not betray that trust. She will not sacrifice anyone for her objective. Because she tries to shoulder everything. This weakness of Hibiki will someday... What? Hang on. Yep. But right now, she'll become a solid source of strength for the wavering Ohitoyo. A voice with some heat. She plastered over the bed and moist with sweat. She's plastered over the bed.
水ばちょうだい。
Inside the cup is chilled, high-quality water sourced from the Kuma River. Makoto gave us the water that she also uses in making shochu. Her neck has a reddish tint. As it moves up and down, she traces her wet lips with her tongue.
生き返る。
大げさだな、響は。死ぬほどの熱ではあるまい。
When I say that, Hibiki puffs her cheeks to pout.
8度 ?38 度ばい。
Jesus. She takes out a now rare mercury thermometer. Did she keep it on her without shaking it on purpose? Hibiki seems to be proud of that for some reason.
私、普段の体温ば低かけんね。38度はだいたい他の人の40度くらいとよ。
そうかそうか。ならほれ、おとなしく寝ておけ寝ておけ。
While making a dissatisfied noise, Hibiki is still acting her usual self. Her cheeks gradually deflate as she moves her hands back under the blanket and closes her eyes. And what the fuck is taking Dexter so long?
Towel を変えるぞ。
I put the squeezed wet towel on Hibiki's forehead and see how high her temperature actually is.
そう簡単には下がってくれぬか。しかし、知恵熱を出すとはな。
だって、緊張しちゃったけん。
そうだな。響は緊張に負けず、よく頑張った。
My hand is still wet, but I pat Hibiki's hair. Hibiki slowly closes her eyes and rubs her head on my hand, like a kitten.
今はそうして緩むがいいさ。僕らの他には誰もいないのだからな。
A small voice with some tension built up. Hibiki shakes her head wildly, and then talks a bit faster than usual.
兄さん、そろそろ会見の時間なのでは？
おっと、そうだったな。
If Hibiki didn't come down with a fever, I would also be at Paulette's resignation press conference. I have to go and listen.
兄さん、私立てますよ。
無理をするな。体を冷やしてこじらせでもしたらどうする？
I hold up Hibiki so we can go to a room with a TV. But I just decide to turn on the radio.
わ、会見にお集まりいただき、ありがとうございます。
Wow, it's like she's in the room with us right now. Welcome back. Paulette's voice can now be heard from the speakers. It seems like the conference is about to start.
本日の会見の主題は、私、ヒナイ・ポーレットの市長職辞任についてです。
I can hear Hibiki swallowing as countless shutters click beyond the radio. It seems that the conference room is quite full. Or perhaps Hoshikisaki herself is present at the hall right now. Bakudo would never miss that. Maybe I should just ask her later, though I'm still bothered about it.
事例は明らかに失敗だったと認識しています。ですので、市長職と鉄道業の兼務の限界と判断しました。
Hibiki seems to be listening to Paulette's resignation with bated breath. Paulette speaks calmly and eloquently, as she speaks all the necessary points.
以上をもって、私の辞任表明といたします。
Right after the sound of the flash, photography rumbles on. The questions now begin.
熊本新報市川です。兼務の限界とのことですが、市長を続け他を辞めるのが公選された者の義務では？
市長に公選された者の義務は市に尽くすことです。ですので私はそのために最善の人事を考慮しました。
Even though that question could likely be malicious, Paulette continues answering without skipping a beat. Paulette is also growing as a person. Now that I know that for sure, there's no need to listen anymore. I turn off the radio and hear Hibiki giving a heaving sigh. Before I can ask her what's wrong, she starts complaining.
ポーレットさん、すごいですよね。なんていうのか、演説とか応対とか、とても流暢で。
それはそうだろう。ポーレットは政治と鉄道、その両方に等しく努力を重ねてきたのだ。
She arrived at the place where effort just isn't enough to surmount. So she made the decision to leave the path of the government. But that doesn't mean what she built up until today will all be lost.
仮にポーレットが絵を描いたとて、響の足元にも及ばんだろう。その逆もまたしかりだ。
うん。けど私、政治のことちゃんとやりたいって思うから。
She says that while looking at my face, but quickly looks down at her bed again.
なのに私、ポーレットさんどころか、86とレイナちゃんより。
That reminds me of the performance using the example of the N scale. That was certainly well done and effective.
86とレイナには接客を重ね続けてきた時間がある。故に、どうすれば注目を引けるのか知っているのだろ
う。私は、そんなこと知らないし。
She heaves another sigh and then falls on top of her bedding.
もちろん、勉強するつもりですけど、投票日すぐに来ちゃうし、時間絶対足りないし。
バカか、響は。
I flick her on the forehead with my middle finger. I intend on doing it lightly, but because it's been so long, I may have done it a bit too strong. Don't worry, she's into it.
もう、兄さん、私、そこまでバカですか？
Hibiki has tears welling up in her eyes. I find her looking at me adorable, but in short, I overdid it.
デコピンの加減については、僕の方がバカだったな。
I see. This does hurt. You don't say. It seems my fingers have grown stronger, since the days I did it to Michiko.
もう、何やってるんですか、兄さん。
響。
I rub Hibiki's rounded back as she coughs.
知恵熱ではなかったのか。風邪を併発してしまったか。
大丈夫。少しむせただけです。
いや、しかし。
Hibiki claps. The coughing that must have been painful. Her face is now redder than usual.
兄さん、それなら薬、私に塗っていただけますか？
Okay, you fucking...
薬か、任せておけ。塗る？
はい、なら、薬箱の奥の方にあると思いますから。
Real subtle Hibiki. It's only working because Sotetsu was denser than a black hole.
ああ、これだな。
I see. It's the kind of cold medicine you rub on. I open up the seal and stretch it out on my palm.
おお、随分と冷えるものだな。これは熱冷ましに良さそうだ。
それ、ん？
ん？
背中、やっぱり背中に塗ってもらえますか？
いいぞ、背中を向けろ。
はい、兄さん、お願いします。
Hibiki wakes up from her bed. What? Wakes up from her bed. She starts unbuttoning her pajamas. Before I could say anything, Hibiki takes off her pajamas and drops down to her lap.
それじゃあ兄さん、お願いします。
What are the CGs this stream? Jesus Christ. Hibiki has her upper torso exposed from behind her shoulders. I can see the lines of her breasts. Her palm becomes so hot that I'm afraid it will nullify the medicine's effects. My fingers sink into Hibiki's soft back. Hibiki's skin is hotter than my fingers. She knows what she's doing. You're only saying that now? You act like she hasn't been doing the same thing since CG1. Since the first CG. Since the fucking CG when she's on top of the ladder and she knows that Sotetsu is looking up her skirt. That's right. Hibiki has a fever right now. This is treatment for her fever. Right. I tell that to myself and then realize something. I'm afraid of misunderstandings to occur with this touching, so I have to keep telling myself it's a medical treatment. Stick rub slick. Yeah, okay. Don't say it feels good, okay? It's treatment. 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 Yeah, it's definitely treatment. Hibiki's sweet voice starts to seep into my mind. The sticky sweat on her skin and heat makes my fingers useless. Look, at least there's a CG that I can use that won't get me in trouble with YouTube. But it's sandwiched in between two CGs that are more relevant to the VOD than the one I'm going to be using. I want to touch her more. That comes across my mind, no matter how much I tell myself that, no matter how much I tell myself this is medical treatment. No, because this is treatment. It makes me think that the back isn't enough. The back is enough, okay? It has the most surface area compared to other body parts, okay? The back is fine. You do not need to reach around. You do not need to go lower than her back, okay? Touching anywhere other than her back is saved for the hate scenes, okay? Her bare back is moving up and down. Her conservative breasts go in and out of view too. It seems Hibiki's breasts... I've seen Hibiki's breasts countless times in the bath, but something about the day feels special. Like you weren't fucking talking about how much you were turned on by her tits the last time.
兄さん。
I jumped at Hibiki, turning around. He didn't turn around. Clack. What? Something hits my knee.
経験不足を補える。それだけの力を彼女は持っているはずです。
It's like she's in the room with us right now. Hibiki moves. My panicking fingers turn off the radio in fear. Hibiki's back at my fingers. Let go at that moment. I felt something sticky melting away.
なあ、響。さっきの話の続きだが。
はい、兄さん。
I start apologizing. The medicine on the other side of her shoulder blade and her side. That abnormal heat coming from Hibiki's skin and my fingers is completely gone.
ポーレットも86もレイナも枕姉も僕もお前の味方でブレーンでありスタッフだ。
はい。
僕らにできることならば僕らにさせればいいだけだ。みんなの長所を残らず身につける必要などない。
でしたら、兄さん。
Hibiki turns to me.
私は何を、みんなのために私には何ができるんですか？
ああ、うん。
Hibiki's eyes look straight at me, full of trust. Michiko's silhouette overlaps with her for a moment. What? But even that melts away in the light.
お前の言葉にはまだ重みとなるほどの積み重ねがない。故に今はおそらく近く狭くにしか響かない。
うん。
けれどお前には言葉にはならぬ積み重ねがある。お前の瞳は誰より多くお人よの綺麗を見つめてきた。
ああ。
Maitetsu hallucinating, or does he mean that figuratively? I think it's hard to explain. I'm not going to explain it. I don't want to explain it. I can't explain it, I mean.
その通りだ。
This is something that Hibiki can do. This is something only Hibiki can do. She has been here all along, ever since she was small.
絵を描け、響。お前の描く、お前の夢見るお人よの街の未来像。
Thank God. Maitetsu. Holy shit.
妃様、セッティングが整いました。
Well, I hate to end it off on the black screen, but I think that's a good place to end it off. it's a bit early, but look, like I said, I think this is a good place to end it off. When Saturn Academy, I'll get to it eventually. But thank you for watching, thank you for lurking, thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed, a follow would be appreciated, and if you want to support me even further to see more Hibiki action, you could always subscribe. But yeah. Next time, tomorrow, I'll be playing Amazing Grace. So you won't get more Hibiki action tomorrow, but, you know, surely the next time we play Maitetsu is when we get to the debating or whatever, because I've been fucking getting blue balls by it. Sure. When Uta hate scenes. I already talked about how I'm going to do the hate scenes, alright? But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.